Right now, the people getting the best results from NotebookLM aren't using some secret version of the tool. They just know which settings to change, so they get faster research, more accurate answers, and responses that actually match how they think.
Most people are using NotebookLM like it's a basic Google search, and that's exactly why they're getting basic results.
Maximum potential. The most important update is the increased character limit on how you can customize NotebookLM's responses. Previously, you had about 2 sentences to tell NotebookLM how to respond. Now you have 10,000 characters, which is enough to build an entire instruction manual for how this AI should think. To access this, you press Configure Notebook on the top right, open the panel, select Custom, and that's where you write your prompt.
Google just upgraded the custom instructions box from 2 sentences to 10,000 characters. That means you can literally build an instruction manual for how this AI thinks, talks, and responds to you. Wanted to explain things like a patient tutor with real-world analogies? Done. Wanted to quiz you after every answer to make sure you actually understood? Done. This one setting turns a generic AI into your personal expert that responds exactly how your brain learns best.
Google actually shared example prompts when they announced this update, and one of them turns NotebookLM into a tutor that explains complex topics with simple language, real-world analogies, and checks along the way to make sure you're understanding. Which means instead of getting generic summaries, you can configure NotebookLM to teach you the way you actually learn.
Guys, I planned for a pretty long video packed with value, education, and real case studies, exactly the steps that we take and we teach our students to make real money. And you, my friend, haven't liked the video yet. May I ask why? Come on, give me some inspiration. Like this video, share with your friends and family, and make sure you subscribe to the channel. Switch on the notification bell button, because this is just the beginning. We upload a new training every single day, and you want to get notified by YouTube. And the only way to do that is to subscribe to our channel, and make sure you ask your friends and family to subscribe as well. And in this way, you also help us get 10,000 subscribers in next 90 days. So go ahead, like, share, and subscribe. Let's go.
So let's say you're a student looking for a tutor support. I'll type, "You are a patient tutor helping me learn new concepts. Explain everything in simple language with real-world analogies. After each explanation, give me one quick question to check if I understood. If I get it wrong, explain it in a different way." And now every single response from NotebookLM follows those rules.
But even the best instructions are useless if your AI runs out of material to read. And that's where step 2 changes everything.
But while that solves how the AI answers, it instantly brings us to the next problem, which is how much it can actually read. NotebookLM caps you at 50 sources on the free tier and 300 on Plus. That sounds like a lot until you're writing a thesis or building a research project and you hit that wall. But there is a workaround that lets you bypass this limit entirely. When you have a notebook full of sources, you ask NotebookLM to synthesize the key information into a comprehensive summary. Once you're happy with that summary,
free users get 50 sources, Plus users get 300. Sounds like a lot until you're deep into a real project and you hit that wall. Here's the workaround. Tell NotebookLM to synthesize all your sources into one comprehensive summary. Save that summary as a note. Convert that note into a source. Now delete all the originals. You just compressed 30 documents into one single distilled source and freed up every slot to add more. Repeat this over and over. The creator calls it information alchemy, and it literally gives you unlimited research capacity.
You save it as a note, and that note can become a source itself. So now you delete all your original sources and check only your newly created note. You've just compressed 30 sources into a single distilled source, and that means you've freed up source slots to add new material. You can repeat this over and over. Upload more sources, distill them into a note, clear those sources, add more, and distill again. I call this information alchemy, because you're turning raw information into concentrated insight. You do lose direct citations to specific pages, but for personal research or learning, it's incredibly efficient. I'll just go to one of my biggest notebooks and type something like, synthesize the key findings, arguments, and evidence from all selected sources into a comprehensive summary. Focus on the most important insights and how they connect to each other. And here's what we get. Once NotebookLM gives me that synthesis, I click the pin icon to save it as a note. So now on the right, I have a distilled version of everything I just processed. And from here, I hit the 3 dots and select Convert All to Source, which instantly moves that summaries right into my sources panel. This is how you build massive knowledge bases inside NotebookLM without ever hitting the limit.
Now your AI has unlimited knowledge, But most people are still just reading its answers passively, and that's where step 3 unlocks a feature 90% of users don't even know exists.
But there's another feature that gets used completely wrong, and it's probably the most popular thing NotebookLM does. Audio overviews are the feature that made NotebookLM famous. You upload documents, click generate, and it creates a podcast-style conversation that explains your material. But almost everyone uses this feature passively, and that's leaving a lot on the table. When your audio overview is done processing, there's an interactive mode button you can press.
After your audio overview generates, there's an interactive mode button most people completely ignore. Press it and the AI hosts start walking through your material. But here's the game changer. At any point, you can hit join and jump into the conversation. Ask a question out loud, and the hosts answer using your specific sources, then continue right where they left off. You're not just listening anymore. You're having a live conversation with your own research. That's the difference between passively absorbing information and actually understanding it.
Once you're in, the hosts start talking through your material, and at any point, you can hit join to jump into the conversation. You ask your question out loud, the hosts answer using your sources, and then they continue right where they left off. Think about what that means in practice. You're listening to a summary of a research paper, the hosts mention a term you don't understand, you hit join, ask, what does that term mean? And they explain it in the context of your specific documents. So when you're jumping in to ask questions and getting answers grounded in your own sources, you're having a conversation with your research instead of just passively absorbing it.
But even the best conversation needs the right material to pull from, and step 4 shows you how to let the AI build your entire research base automatically.
Here isn't the only place where hidden features are sitting in plain sight. If you look at the prompt input box right now, there are 2 dropdowns that completely change how NotebookLM finds information for you. The first dropdown is the research toggle, which lets you switch between fast research and deep research. Both of them search the web.
Quick pause here. If what I'm sharing is making sense and you're thinking, okay, but how does this actually work in a real system? I've put together a free training that walks through the exact structure and process we use. It's not theory, it's a behind-the-scenes walkthrough of how the system is set up, how the pieces fit together, and how most of the heavy lifting is already handled, so you're not starting from zero. If you want to see how it's structured and decide for yourself if it's a good fit, the link is in the description. All right, let's jump back in.
But deep research goes significantly deeper. It spends more time digging, pulls in more sources, and can gather around 50 of them on its own before synthesizing everything into a response. So instead of manually hunting for PDFs and articles to upload, you can give NotebookLM a topic and let it build the research base for you.
Inside the prompt box, there are 2 hidden dropdowns most people never touch. The first is Deep Research Mode. Flip it on, and NotebookLM goes out to the web, finds around 50 sources on any topic, and synthesizes everything into a response. No more manually hunting for PDFs and articles. The second dropdown connects directly to your Google Drive. Type, find my invoices from last month, and it pulls those files straight in. No downloading, no re-uploading. Start with deep research to build a foundation from the web, then layer in your personal documents from Drive. That's a research workflow that used to take hours, done in minutes.
Once it finishes, you'll see all the sources it found listed in your notebook, and you can remove any that don't fit or that hit paywalls. This is especially useful when you're starting a new project and you don't know where to start from. The second dropdown is right next to it, and this one lets you switch between searching the web and searching your Google Drive. When you select Google Drive, NotebookLM can pull documents directly from your drive without you having to download and re-upload them. So you can type something like find my invoices from the last month, and it'll surface those files for you to import, which is way faster than digging through Drive folders yourself. You can start with nothing, let deep research build a foundation from the web, and then layer in your personal documents from Drive to add context that only you have. That's a research workflow that would normally take hours, and here it happens in minutes.
Now you've got the perfect notebook, custom AI, unlimited sources, interactive podcasts, and automated research. But it's all locked inside your account. Step 5 shows you how to share it with the world in one click.
lives inside your notebook, and you can share that entire notebook with anyone using a simple link. When you share a notebook, the person receiving it gets access to all your sources and your configured AI. They don't have to upload anything themselves. They don't have to set up the customization. They just open the link and start using the expert system you already built. And this is where NotebookLM stops being a solo tool and becomes something you can build with other people.
Once your notebook is dialed in, you click Share, and NotebookLM generates a link just like a Google Doc. Whoever opens that link gets everything. All your sources, your custom AI configuration, the entire expert system you built. They don't upload anything. They don't set up anything. They just open the link and start using it. You can give full access so people add their own sources, or chat-only access if you just want them to ask questions. Study groups, project teams, client onboarding, online courses, one notebook, one link, done forever.
Study groups, project teams, client onboarding, courses you're building, literally any situation where multiple people need to learn from the same material. You can share with full access so people can add their own sources, or chat-only access if you want them to ask questions but not modify anything. Once you've built a notebook that works, you never have to build it again. You just share the link. To share, you click the share button in the top right corner, and NotebookLM generates a link just like sharing a Google Doc. Now, these settings only work as well as they do because of how I actually talk to the AI. And it all really comes down to prompting.
Now think about this. You just learned how to build a custom AI research system in minutes and share it with anyone. Imagine what happens when you start charging for that. That's not a tool, that's a business. Whether you like this video or not, really hit the like button. You know why? Because I gave you the exact training for free that our paid members get. This video is going to be in the members area for the paid members, and you got it for free. So yes, don't you think I deserve a like? Go ahead, like it, share with your friends and family, subscribe to our channel if you haven't yet. Make sure you switch on the notification bell button, and of course, ask your friends and family to subscribe and switch on the notification bell button. It's very important for us because we have a goal of getting 10,000 subscribers in next 3 months. And the only way we can do that is when you hit the subscribe button. Go ahead, do it. And for more money techniques, watch these videos, and we will see you on the next one.